again, and welcome back. It's the Drill Down Show from U.S. Fleet Tracking. We're glad you're with us. Hope you were here earlier for GPS Tracking Academy. Drew Cashin aboard for the first time. Great job early.
Oh, well, thank you, Mark. I'm doing what I can.
All righty. Drew is Sales Support Specialist here at U.S. Fleet Tracking, and along with Edwin and Brian handling this show, the chat room, and all the important production, we're here for the Drill Down Show. This is a show more succinct than GPS Tracking Academy, where we drill in on one particular feature of our live GPS tracking system. Today, it's dispatch and routing, and staying on track with that, how to, in effect, add to your offerings through dispatch and routing. And first of all, just a little primer on our show. You've always got tech support here at U.S. Fleet Tracking Live, hours of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Mondays through Fridays, and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central. The phone number 405, as you see, 726-9900. Very proud of our tech support crew. They're here for you all those hours, 6 days a week. We've got social media in high gear. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. It's a great way to know what's going on inside the company and to give us your impressions, your insights, and some of your desires for where the company should go, what else we can bring your way. Remember, if you want to watch these shows taped, if you just haven't had enough of us through GPS Tracking Academy and the Drill Down Show, archived on our system right there, youtube.com/US Fleet Tracking. You'll find these shows, you'll find other installed videos and other pertinent short and somewhat longer cuts that will help you get the most out of your use of our system. And we've got those surveys that come to you if you registered for the show. It's a great way for us to know what you're thinking, and we do read them, every single one, and we do, where it's apropos, we adhere to some of your suggestions. Sometimes customers have literally brought changes to the system that they thought they could use, and we adopted it either for them, their company, or the entire system. So there you have it. Those surveys are very important. Without further ado, again, the Drill Down Show is dispatch and routing today. And Drew, in short, dispatch and routing gives you an extra level of communication with your team, right?
Absolutely. Right there native in our system, you can plot out a route for your guys to take. You can send them a message and give them the turn-by-turn directions, send it directly to their cell phone.
And alter on the fly.
Exactly.
You have another one. You'll show how to, in effect, give a last-moment directions, comments, everything.
Exactly. You can also specify a route for the guys to take and set an alert to know whenever they deviate from that route. Should we show?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's just take it there.
Sure. From our main menu, you'll go to Dispatch and Routing. We'll go into Routing. Right now, we don't have any of the routes created, so let's create one real quick. Let's create a route. We're going to call this sample route.
Very good. And that's through dispatch and routing. And later we'll show an example of going through addresses, how you can immediately get a command to someone.
Yep. And so for the start and end, we're going to put in the address for us. It's admin 73013. And then I think we can just end on, I believe we can do that.
Give them a lot of leeway.
That's right. Do a big long route here. Oh, and I just closed it out so that we could see it. Just a moment, let me move this over.
All right.
So that way we can see it a little bit.
Because you've got the map located in Houston. We see our team centralized in a small area around College Station, Beaumont, Houston area. A lot going on in Houston this weekend with Final Four festivities, NBA basketball, and the like.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. And there you can see it draws it right there on the map, how to get to the your route. And you know the route generates automatically, uses the underlying Google Maps technology that everybody's familiar with to automatically create the route. And as you see when I mouse over it here, you've got this little white dot. So you can say, you know what, if we want to go through Fort Worth, Then I can click this, just drag it over here, and you
your
can see the
has
route.
immediately changed.
Yep, the route will immediately snap to the Smarter Steel here. So if we can say I want to come this way, so this way we pass down through Waco, for example.
Okay. You mentioned a very important feature. You can set an alert upon leaving route in case your driver, your team deviates too much from a route. You can add that to this.
Yep, and we'll show you how to do that. We're going to show you how you can change the color of this route. We'll make it a blue route, and we're going to save it on there.
Great.
I skipped a step. Sorry, just
All
1
right.
second.
As you put that in, I'll mention more about that leaving the route. U.S. fleet tracking has been a part of the last 10 Super Bowls, and what we do there in facilitating a safe and secure passage and timely passage of everything from NFL personnel to anything you can think of relating to the Super Bowl. And timeliness is so important. If you deviate from the route, you can set it for 500 feet, whatever. You can get word to know not only that they're in a timely manner conducting the route, but that also it's for security, to know that nothing has altered the plans.
Correct. Okay, so we've got our list of routes. Let's bring that up here so everyone can see. So there's our sample route 1. And again, because we're doing such a big route, there we go. And it puts that right there on the map. And so you were talking about the alert feature.
Yes.
So we've got our route created. We can close out of this. There's our route. We're going to come over to our alert system. We're going to create an alert. A route alert. We're going to call this. We're going to call this off
We'll
track.
show right now that alert information.
Yep. We're going to see here. 1 second.
And let's see, do we have the screen up?
I think they're showing. There we go.
There we are.
So just to recap real quick, I went to the alert notifications, went on alerts, we created an alert, we picked from our drop down, we picked type route, we named it off track, we've picked the route that we made, whenever it goes in, whenever it goes out, whatever, and then also this number here is in feet. Whenever we go, we'll say 250
It's
feet.
arbitrary. You can,
Sure.
you can set it any way you want.
Yep, you've got the flexibility there, and then we need to tell it who to notify. And so from our list of contacts, I've created myself earlier as a contact on this, and we can pick, send an email, send a text message. You can pick either or both. You can pick either one or both. And then we'll hit save. And there is the route right there. And if you want to modify it later, you can. As by default, it applies to all devices. But if you want to make it apply specifically to certain devices, if you don't want to know whenever another one goes on that route, you just want to
Okay.
know you've got that flexibility again.
You
there.
can be as specific or as general as you want. The whole team of devices if you choose.
Yep, that was the. There we go.
And a tip is sometimes you don't want to set it, am I right, at too small number of feet off route because you've got to leave a little bit of
Well,
deviation.
and again, it depends. You can imagine, leaving the highway to go to a gas station or go off to the store on your road trip. You're probably going to have a larger leeway there than you would if you're going to send someone across town. Across town from the work site to the
Right.
landfill or to the dump or to the back to the garage or whatever you're using there. So that's how you create the route and how and then from our map control we can turn those on if we want to see those. That should be there. 1 second. Bring up my route.
There you are.
And save. There we go. So now our route is on the system. So that's the routing feature. And then the other thing we want to talk about today, I guess, is the dispatch.
Very good.
And the way the dispatch works is you click on a vehicle, you can go to options, and there's a button here for dispatch. And we'll click on dispatch, and who are we going to, who's in the vehicle. Again, it's going to go off of your list of contacts. We're going to send it to the contact, to which contact. Right now we've got me, and again, we got the option, the flexibility. We're going to send them an email or send them a text message. We're going to send them a text message, and let's see if I can move this up just a little bit here. And where do we want to send them? Let's send them to, let's send them back to the office here in Edmond, Oklahoma.
And
And then
maybe you're diverting them from a different previous destination, and this is a quick way you can do that without necessarily even having to pick up a phone.
Absolutely, yep. And what'll happen is when you send this to them, you can add a comment, and they'll receive this as a text message. So you can send this with the text message, come back right away, or whatever message you want to send. Again, it goes as a text message to their phone, and it'll come through as a link that they can click on, and it'll give them the turn-by-turn directions so they can go right back to wherever it is that you need to send them to. So you just hit save, and there it is. So and that will send off to that phone number that we have there.
And again, you always get that green indication and the check mark successfully having sent. So you know if you've done it right. If you've left something out, it will alert you to that. So it's a very self-explanatory system.
Yeah.
Very comprehensive, but if you'll drill into it, you learn more and more all the time, not only how to maneuver through the system, but what value adds are there for your particular company.
Right, and that's the way that, with that, you can, we have certain customers and users who use that feature just to send a text message to their driver right through the system, and not even necessarily send them a route, but just as a way right here from the computer to be able to send text messages to the person's cell phone. And we talked about earlier in the first part of the show, anytime you see this blue question mark, that'll play that video that explains things contextually. It'll load right there for you to watch, and you can click through and it'll explain the routing feature just like we did. So if you guys are ever confused about any aspect of the system, particularly the routing, it's right there for you.
Right. And again, always, tech support is available 7 to 7 Central Time, Mondays through Fridays, live tech support here, and Saturdays 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And touching upon dispatch and routing, in short, it's got multiple values, but you can extend routing, make it more sophisticated. You can also, as you just illustrated, communicate with one of your team members without having to initiate a phone call. Simply sending text messages.
Absolutely.
And straight through the system, don't need any other equipment.
That's right. And it's very good that way. And it's nice to be able to see the route there on the map and where the vehicles are in relation to that to make sure that everything's going the way they're supposed to. Certain customers need that for different reasons. Whether you've got heavy machinery and heavy vehicles that can only go on certain roads, are not supposed to go through certain school zones because of the load they're carrying, or whatever it is. It's a really, really great feature to have right there on the system.
And then maybe in simplest terms, how many days go exactly as you plan from the start? Probably not too many. If you get another service call request and you see that you have someone who's finishing up a call and they're in the ballpark of this new one, you can send them a different route. Maybe you want them to divert there before their next scheduled call. And if this can add one service call per device, per day, per couple of days, per week, and when it gets refined and it becomes maybe one a day, imagine the extra revenue and how very quickly you pay for the system's use.
Yeah, it's a great way to maximize the efficiency. Like this is a limousine company here in Houston. For example, this vehicle 9 Chris is over here by the airport, and if we needed to, right here through the system, through that dispatch feature, we could send, assuming This would be the cell phone for the Chris, the driver. We could send them either an address to where to go to right after the airport of where we want them to go next, or we could send them a message that says, hey, wait and pick up a passenger, here in the next 20 minutes, wait for so-and-so. So it really offers a lot of flexibility there.
Very good.
One of the other things that we see on the screen, it's not there by default. It's something that we can enable for the customers that have the integration with e-automate and that sort of thing, is the service calls feature. I just wanted to touch on that real quick just to say that it is available. If that's something that your company is into, we have that. We can integrate either with your API or we have one of our own that you can utilize as well.
So call in, maybe tell us who you're working with now and see if we can accommodate, or as you say, more efficiently move to ours.
Exactly.
Very good. All righty,
Well,
Drew.
that's a short and sweet one today. I think that's pretty much it. We've touched on everything there.
I think that's a wrap on the drill down, and thanks very much. First day aboard GPS Tracking Academy. Great work, and remember, social media, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You can find out a lot about U.S. fleet tracking, all the changes, all the growth. We're now 10 years strong, and in pretty much having completed 11th year in existence, U.S. fleet tracking. We're very proud to have you as customers or prospective customers. Thanks for joining us for the drill down today. Again, remember, great tech support here 6 days a week, and those surveys, we like them. It tells us what you're thinking. Be here in 2 weeks if you can for another GPS Tracking Academy and a drill down. On that date, that will be April 15th, and that will be making sense of reports. We'll go deep into reports. Reach us before that time if you need anything. Thanks again for being with us. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next go around.
So long.